go. Okay.
All right, Joeboy. Welcome to Dudley. How far?
I did know. What's in the album? You don't share it. You good?
Yeah, man. I'm good. How are you?
So when I say what's in the album, or are you there? You say I did cool.
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 Or you say I did fine.
I did fine.
So how you did?
I did cool. Jeez, look at me.
She say well.
Come on. Watch me forget that in 3 minutes time.
Don't worry, it's over time, you learn.
But welcome to Dudley. So nice to chat to you. We are here in hectic Lagos right now.
Yep.
This is my first time, so I am so gassed to be here.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah,
welcome
man.
to the city that never sleeps.
For real.
Yeah.
We were just saying off camera that the nightlife is just something else.
No, it's lit. It's lit, like there's always a party to be at, even on the Monday nights. Have you been to Obi's house yet?
Yes.
You've been to Obi's house? You liked it, right?
Loved
it. Yeah, so like Lagos is just a
Yeah.
very beautiful place if you want to party at night. Yeah.
You have to like have a lot of naps though. Like,
Yeah, you do.
You don't go out until like 1 a.m. So
Exactly, and the traffic is fantastic.
we love the 3-hour traffic.
You
Woo!
don't. No, you don't.
So for anyone who's watching this who doesn't know much about Lagos, how would you describe the music scene?
The music scene is so diverse and competitive. Like there's always somebody making amazing music somewhere. Like if you go to different areas, go to Shomolu, Surulere, Bariga, Koka, Lekki. Like there are different sounds. We have the hotel, we have the streets, we have the street pop, we have the Afro pop, we have Afro-beats too. Like so many. We have the rap. Like rap is doing crazy right now. Shout out to the Modu, shout out to Black Bones. You know, everybody's just going hard in their own way, and it's so diverse. Like you can never run out of music in Lagos. Like it doesn't get to the point where you be like, everything sounds the same. Nah, because there's always somebody doing something differently. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how like densely populated it is with artists and talent. Like you can really feel that in the air. Like it's just bursting with.
Yeah,
with
and there's so
talent.
much energy.
Yeah.
Like anytime I leave Lagos, if I go to somewhere else that is a bit more quiet, everything feels slow and drab. Like everything's just like going easy. But Lagos is like fast paced. Yeah.
Yeah, facts. Love it. Talk to me about like your early days and influences. Did you grow up in a super musical household? Like was it always a no-brainer that you were going to be an artist?
No. I grew up in a music-loving family, but it wasn't like a no-brainer. I was like, if you knew me in high school or secondary school, I was not that guy. Like, if they even told me then that, if they told me that, oh, you're going to be an artist, I was like, nah, you're joking. Like, it was, I just used to be all about I used to be all about my books and just like trying to make sure I get my grades right and stuff. And I was like, I used to get first position sometimes in class too. So I was just like more of like a geek guy. And I think it was towards the end of my high school I started getting really interested in music. I've always been actually. I just liked the idea of it. Like, and I used to see artists like, for like the fact that somebody could create something so beautiful and everybody's dancing. I said like a superpower, like wow, this person must be very special. So I used to watch like a lot of music videos, so I fell in love with music originally, and I knew that one way or the other, deep in my mind, it was something that I would love to be a part of, maybe like behind the scenes. But I didn't see myself as that person that, will be making the music and performing on stages and selling out shows and stuff like that. It wasn't like part of the original plan. So, but my dad used to play the instruments. My elder brother used to play the guitar too in church. So I used to go with my brother to choir practice. So I was just always around that music scene, but I wasn't the person that people were going to point out and say, this guy is going to be the artist. Do you understand? Yeah. And for me, music for me started as something like an escape, something to just like keep me relaxed through all the troubles I was facing when I was younger. Because I grew up in Akoka, Bariga. Like if you know Akoka, Bariga, you understand. I grew up in Akoka, Bariga, and so when I was done with high school, I used to go with my friend. I used to make music then. I used to go with him to the studio, just like let me see how you make music. And then one day I was like, let me try a verse. And I tried. I'm like, this verse is nice. So it was just like 10 seconds. Like, this is nice. You should try making more music. And I started just recording gradually. Then I started making covers of popular songs.
Yeah.
There was one particular one I did, a Sharon Shape of You cover. I posted on my Instagram then, and it kind of went viral in Lagos.
Yeah.
Then Mr Eazi saw the video and he reached out to me, and that's how music started for me professionally. Yeah.
So did Mr Eazi just slide into your DMs?
So it was a funny story because I just posted that video randomly, and through that video I met a friend. She's from Finland.
Right.
Yeah, her name is Mariel. She's from Finland, and she was like, "Oh, your music is so great. I'm going to send it to a couple of artists." I'm like, "Don't bother. I've sent it to everybody. I didn't get any response anyway." So I was like, "Don't bother." And she didn't respond to me. She was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And next thing, like I think 3 days later, my friend calls me, "Yo, Mr Eazi commented on your video." So I was like, "Nah, it's probably a prank," because we used to joke around a lot. I was like, "Nah, it's probably a prank." Then I go to check on my page and I see Mr Eazi's comment. I'm like, "Wow, this
blue
is actually,
tick and everything.
like you understand?" So me thinking, "Oh, what message can I send to Mr Eazi?" Like, cause you know, Mr Eazi.
What do you say?
Like, what do you say then? And while I was thinking about what to say, he just texted me like, "Yo, I love your sound," and he sent his number like, "Yo, call me or something." And we started talking, and he linked me up with E. Kelly. E. Kelly is one of like the greatest producers Nigeria has ever seen, and he's been doing it from like 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. So I linked up with E. Kelly and I started recording songs, and here we are.
Yeah, crazy.
So shout out to everybody that helped with that journey. You know, it's been such a beautiful story because it wasn't even like something that I planned out. I was just enjoying myself, and it ended up paying off in a way.
It's amazing how important it is to have like mentors and people to look up to and guide you in music.
Yeah.
Because Mr Eazi has been a very important figure in your career.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you want to do that for? Have you seen any new artists that have caught your eye?
I know so many new artists that I just like speak to and encourage them because I know how difficult and depressing the journey can be when you're on your way, or people step on you, people disrespect you just because they feel like, oh, you're an upcoming artist. Like they'll invite you for shows, they'll put you at the side of the stage, you might stay for hours and still not perform, or you get on stage and they cut your sound. So I know how depressing the journey can be and how discouraging it can be. So a lot of times some people just give up, So anytime I come across anybody that I feel like I really gravitate towards their music, I just reach out and send them a message like, "Yo, I love your sound. If you need any form of advice or any way I can help, I try to help." Yeah. So and I have like a lot of young artists that I talk to and I just like support in any way that I can. And it's crazy me saying young artists because I'm actually still a young artist.
I know.
So it's just
You have this tag, Young Legend.
Yeah.
That is like, it's quite a big crown to carry, isn't it? Like, do you feel any sort of pressure with that?
Zero. No pressure.
Nah.
No pressure.
It's motivation to keep going.
God has already given me like the vision. Like God showed it to me. I've already seen it, so I know where I'm headed. So I'm just like, me calling myself the Young Legend is just a reminder. Like, don't forget who you are. Don't forget what you're going to. Young Legend. Like, I'm young and I'm going to do legendary, and I am doing legendary stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
for
Young
real.
Legend. That was the first tattoo I actually got.
So it's kind of like motivation for yourself. It's like an affirmation almost.
Yeah.
I like that. I feel like I need one of those. Maybe that's what I need in my life.
Maybe.
Dope. And you recently released your second album.
Yeah.
Now that you've had some time to let it marinate,
Yeah.
how are you feeling about the reaction to it?
It's actually like, the reception was definitely way better than the first album. Way better. Because the first album, you didn't feature anybody and stuff. So I featured a lot of people. I featured Odumodi Black, Benson, Luda Chris, CK, Oxlade, Kimina, so I just made sure I put on a lot of people on the album and everybody came in correct and clutch. So big shout out to everybody. And it's doing so well, 150 million streams already on Spotify, just on Spotify. And
crazy.
I'm just happy to be able to like just create music that people can enjoy and relate and gravitate towards.
Yeah. Are you somebody who, once you've finished one album, you let it sort of marinate and sit for a bit, or do you go straight into the next project?
On to the next.
Already?
On to the next. Yes, the sun shines every day. Why should I wait? Like, do you understand? Like, so once I'm done, like, I'm always excited to drop a project because it means that I'm just going to get more energy to record more. So anytime I'm about to release a project, the day I release a project, I'm recording new songs.
No rest.
No rest.
No days off.
No rest. Like, because sometimes I like to see it as war, like a battle, like it's war out there, so you can't be taking things easy. And that's just the mindset of the average Lagosian. Like, everybody's always like ready to just keep it moving. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I think that's what separates you from a lot of other artists because not everybody has that drive, and when it gets tough, people
like
tap out.
And when it gets tough, I get tougher. Don't play.
Yeah. Have you always been that way?
No, I think it's just like a series of experiences, and definitely experiences. You know, there's some things you go through in life, it just makes you stronger. It might seem like a very, very difficult situation at that point in time, but looking back, you just realize that it made you a better person. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, man, it's all strength building for
Definitely,
sure.
Definitely. So one thing I do now is that I don't run away from challenges. If there's something that I see that I want, no matter how challenging it is going to be, I will go for it. I will not avoid it. As long as there's something on the other end of that challenge, something great, I'm going for it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sick. Are you somebody who experiences anxiety around releasing music at all? Like, do you ever get nervous?
Definitely, because you know, there's one thing for you to love your music, and there's another thing for like a large number of people to gravitate towards it, because the truth is you never really know. There are some songs that I did not even think they were going to do so much, and they did way more than I expected. And there's some songs that are like, this one, once it drops, is over, and it wasn't like the way I expected it to be. So there's always a little uncertainty, but one thing I know, or one key word I've come to understand in the industry or in this game, is consistency. You just have to keep going. If you can maintain a consistent streak, and you're good to go. So I think the answer to that anxiety that I feel whenever I'm about to drop music is I just keep recording. I just keep making music. Like you can't be unlucky all the time, you know. So even if it doesn't work this time, it's definitely going to work next time. Yeah, that's just the way I see it. But most of the time it works. Like I think I've got to a level where even if the song is not like the biggest song in the country, it's still going to do numbers. Yeah, I've gotten to that point because I have like a loyal fan base that is actually waiting for me to release music.
Yeah.
So
that's such a high bar that you've set, you know, like hitting 100 million streams on Spotify just on one song, like things like that. It's like, for you, success now is having it must be the biggest song in the country.
Yeah, like I get that, but I think also like thinking in that direction is just you putting on you pressure. Like definitely if I put out the song, I'll do everything in my power to make sure that everybody listens to it. You understand? I'll do everything in my power to make sure everybody listens to it. But right now, I'm not even fazed by the results. I'm just fazed by the energy that I put into it. I make sure I give my all consistently. I'm always going to say that word, consistently. It's so important.
Yeah, it's key for sure.
Yeah.
I know you're a fan of dancehall and reggae, and that's what Deadly is all about.
Definitely.
Do you have any artists that you're loving at the moment?
Oh, right now, Byron Messiah. I don't know if I said the name correctly.
Yeah, Messiah,
Byron Messiah, yeah. He's really good. There's a new song he has with Chris Brown. That's a fire song. Like, da, 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 da. Yeah. Then I'm really feeling Dexter Daps.
Yeah.
Dexter Daps.
Yeah.
Well, again, I'll always be a fan of Coffee. Whether she puts out music or not, I'll always be a fan of Coffee. Because the first time I heard Toast, I was like, nah, she's dope.
Yeah, she's different.
Nah, she's different. She's different. Coffee. I think that's pretty much it for now.
It's so fascinating to see how Afro-beats has African music in general has taken over the world. Like, and it kind of came out of nowhere in a way, because 10 years ago it definitely wasn't as global, you know?
Yeah.
Why do you think it is resonating with so many people around the world, different cultures, different countries?
I think, I'm guessing it was just a matter of time, to be honest, because like, shout out to those that came before me, shout out to The Band, shout out to P Square, shout out to Tu Baba, shout out to Don Jazzy. Like, they made sure they put the sound out there. Like, The Band featured Snoop Dogg on that remix. Then when it seemed like such a big deal, it was such a big deal with that. And I really appreciate them for taking that leap of faith, because it takes a lot to actually decide that, I want to push my music out there without any like major label backing. Then they were just doing their best and everything. So big shout out to those that came. I think they kind of opened the doors. Then Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy also like paved the way for every other young artist like pushing that sound. And I guess it was just a matter of time. And also the African or Nigerian diaspora. They played a huge role. You know, like there's almost no country that you won't find Nigerians. And the way Nigerians are, we always like, wherever we come across our culture, we amplify it. Especially when we're in like different regions. Make sure, like, for example now, I could have a neighbor in Nigeria that we don't talk, but we know each other. We know each other's faces, right? We just like, hi. Then, for example, let me say I go to Australia and I meet him there. We are automatically going to become friends. Like, so that's just the way Nigerians or Africans are. Like, my brother. The next thing you say, my brother might not even be related by blood. My brother, now my brother be that. You understand? That like togetherness also helped in like actually like taking the sound out there. And you know, the music has been growing, evolving, and I think, and also the fact that Nigerians, we have so many stories because of so many struggles that we've been through. So there's so many stories, there's so much stuff to sing about and express. And it got to a point, young people just started using it as an output. For me, it was just an output for me to just express myself or just even like ease myself from whatever I was going through at that point in time. And I think it's that soul and the originality in the sound that just made it, like the world just gravitate towards it right now. Yeah, and it can only get bigger, for sure.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, and thing about Nigerians is that we go hard. Like especially when we are not especially when we are not home. Like we always feel like we have a point to prove. So whenever we're somewhere else, we make sure we are seen. We make sure we are heard. Yeah.
That's such a great way to sum it up because that's exactly what I've seen as well. Dope. Joeboy, pleasure.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you for having me.